welcome back to the Horrific Hobby, where we're going to play Don't Look Back again.
And again.
This one's going to be episode 4, Trapped. And the way this is going to work is we're going to have one of our survivors is going to be trapped by a bear trap at the beginning of the game. And our goal is to go from one corner of the map to the bear trap, release them from the bear trap, and get them to safety.
I hope it's not Seth, because he's going to be super slow that way.
In the game that my first time playing this one, Seth was the one that was trapped.
Oh, okay.
And he almost got killed first turn.
Yeah.
And then you fail the scenario.
By the rest of the teams, or like just to put him out of his misery?
No. We played it with a random killer. In this case, we're going to be playing with the themed killer, the Woodsman, which is silent and hungry. Stalking is his MO. Visage is mundane. Traits are violent and patient.
Okay.
The one that we decided to randomize the killer, and we got the mundane killer. And so think like the postman.
Yep.
And he gets a gun, and he can choke somebody. And he crit on the gun, I think it was. No, he crit on the choke, did like 6 wounds, and was about to kill him with the gun, but we remembered we had a luck point and forced him to re-roll it, because you can force the killer to re-roll luck points.
Oh, okay.
You can force the killer with luck points to re-roll their attack, and then he missed, but if he hit, he would have killed Seth.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember exactly the circumstances of it, but yeah. So we almost lost Seth turn 1, because of course he jumped out turn 1. Alright, so we're going to figure out which survivors will not join us. As usual, this is a die roll. We're going to roll twice. So the first one's number 4. So Seth does not get to play this one. And that's a 3. So 3 is Max. Seth and Max don't get to join us. So this will be totally different. We've got Holden Gibson, Alice Grace, Denise DeGraw, and Ranger Sandy. So we have to randomize one of our 4 starting survivors as the one that is caught in the bear trap. So we're going to go 1 to 4. If I roll 5 or 6, we're going to re-roll it. 4. Ranger Sandy is caught in a bear trap, and she's going to start over there. You wake up to the sounds of familiar screams deep in the woods. As you head out to find your friend, you quickly notice the undergrowth is littered with rusting animal traps. From the remains locked in these rusty traps, it looks as if someone has been hunting more than just animals. Okay, so special rules for this mission. Traps. If a character makes more than 1 action during their activation, we roll a d20. On a 15 plus, the character steps in an old trap and they immediately trip and take 2 damage. Bear trap. The character stuck in the bear trap has to remain within 4 inches of the center of the table section D, which is the section that Ranger Sandy is in right now. When a character other than the trap character is within 1 inch of the trap character, they may make an investigation roll at -5 to free the trap character from the bear trap. Injured leg. Once the trapped character is freed from the bear trap, they suffer -2 to their movement for each move action, unless affected by the stick together special rule. Stick together. If another character is within 2 inches of the freed character, when the freed character activates, the freed character only suffers -1 to their movement instead of -2. Lights. No lights start on the table. And objective. The players need to free the character that was trapped, and the character must make it off the table edge in table section A before the end of turn 12. So we're going to roll for building tension. There it is. 9. It's only on a 10 plus on turn 1, so the fright tokens do not move. Alright, so Holden's going to go. He's going to use his tough as nails so that he can ignore the first jump scare in the turn. He's going to run up 4 inches, and then he's going to run up another 4 inches, and let's see if we get caught in a bear trap. Rolled a 4, so we do not get caught in a bear trap, and he has no terror on him, so he can't trip naturally either. That's going to be it for Holden. Okay.
We'll start with Denise. She is going to, the strategy here is that she's going to run into this table corner and call for some backup, but she only goes 4 inches. There, and then before she makes her second run, right, we roll for bear chopper after.
Nope, it's after she makes her second.
Well, then she'll go another 4 inches.
So we check for d20 over there.
Whoop.
Yep. That's a 13. So she does not get bear trapped, and she can't trip because she has no fright.
Perfect.
Now, if we count this woods as our area feature,
Move
then
back.
we would roll a jump scare as well.
Oh, okay, from the beginning.
Yeah, so we might as well. So it's a 3 on the jump scare table. So, flickering light. We flip all light tokens within 12 inches of this character. Okay, so nothing happens.
With Alice, and she's going to bring up the back end here. Oh, 5.
Yep.
She's
So let's
super speedy.
do our jump scare first. 4. So that's also flickering lights. And all of our non-existent light tokens flip.
And then she's going to do another 5 up to there. Split the dice.
Yep. And let's see if she gets caught in a bear trap. She does not. We rolled a 6. Alright, well that was the end of our character phase. So turn 2 fright phase, we're going to see if our fright tokens activate. They will activate on a 6+. That's a 4, so it does not activate. We skip over the killer phase because there's no killer present. And we then move over to the character phase once again. So, Holden's going to go. He's also going to make it so he doesn't get jump scared. So 4, no jump scare. 4. Now we check to see if he steps in bear trap. That's an 11, he does not. And now we check, he has no fright on him, so he can't trip either. So that's it for Holden. So Sandy activates. She will gain a terror for activating within 4 of the fright token, and actually we should have given her 1 last turn as well.
Yeah.
So she's got a couple terror points on her.
And then she will also roll on the jump scare.
Yep. So that's an 8. Strange Shadow. The character gains 1 terror point. So she's actually up to 3 terror now.
Oh, goodness.
Now she's stuck being within 4 of the trap. So think of her as like on a trap chain or something. And then we'll move on to the other survivors.
It's like a Chomp Chomp from Mario.
Exactly. Okay, so he's going to go with Alice next.
Alice is going to move up her blazing 5 inches.
So fast.
So quick. And then another 5 inches.
Meet Frog over Holden.
Yeah.
All right.
And checking for...
Nope, she does not get caught with the bear trap at the 1. But check to see if she trips. Or does she have any terror?
No terror, yeah.
Okay, right. So no terror. She can't possibly trip.
And same with Denise. Move up her slow 4 inches. And then another 4 inches. Seeing Leslie if she is trapped.
That is a 9. So nope. She is not trapped. Let's see if she tripped. Or no, she has no terror.
No terror.
I gotta remember that. All right. That's it for character phase, turn 2. Turn 3, fright phase. That's a 9. So the fright tokens activate. And let's see what they do. So for this one here, 10.
Uh-oh.
It's here. Immediately conjure the killer.
Of course.
And replace the fright token with the killer's model once placed. So basically the way this works is we replace the fright token with the killer. Because we're using a scenario-specific killer, we then place him according to his MO. Now his MO is stalking. So quietly watching and waiting for just the right moment. You never feel safe. It could be behind anywhere. Don't fall behind. Place a killer 6 inches out of the front arc of the character farthest from the center of board section A. The killer will move towards that character. If there's a tie, the players may choose. So the character that's furthest outside of board section A is actually Ranger Sandy, way over there. So we have to move him 6 inches outside of Ranger Sandy, which is going to put him...
Directly behind them, or?
Yeah, oh yeah.
In the woods.
So... let's get that. So he is stalking Ranger Sandy now.
Hiding behind the tree like any good killer would.
Yep. So the killer's going to move towards that character, and that'll be on the killer phase. So
this is not good.
That is not good. We're gonna continue with our fright tokens and go from there. So this fright token, we rolled an 8. So move the what was that? Move the token 6 inches towards the closest character. So we are basically moving it into base with Alice there. So that's where our fright token went. So our fright token over here, we got a 4. So we move it close as well. So fright token attaches to Ranger Sandy. Our fright token over here, 4. And again, it moves 6 inches towards Ranger Sandy. So you get about there. And that's it for the fright phase. So our killer is going to activate. He gets to move D10 plus 3 towards Ranger Sandy. We know there's 6 away. That's a 1. So he only moves 4 inches towards Ranger Sandy. And I'll have you move him up.
That's right there. Where are we having movement while he's in the woods?
Nope, you don't have movement for killers. So now, the mundane killer has 2 attacks. They've got a revolver and a strangle. Now the revolver will only target character with a weapon with this attack. So Ranger Sandy does start with a weapon, so he can actually shoot at her.
He's like the predator.
Kinda. And it can be used while the killer's base to base with the character as well. So he's range 12 inches, which is clearly in range. He gets combat 12. That's exactly 12. So it does hit her, and it does 3 injuries to Ranger Sandy.
Whew. If the terror's not getting where the guns are.
Yeah, guns make it harder. So if it was a character that wasn't armed with a weapon, so if it was Alice or Denise, then he wouldn't be able to target them with his revolver attacks.
A killer with morals. Okay.
They all have their own code. So survivor turn, Alice is going to go.
She starts.
Denise is going to go.
Denise starts within 4, so she gets a holy terror. And then she's going to move up 4 inches. But is that going to... Can I keep her out at 2 inches from that?
I mean, if she goes kind of that way, maybe.
Let's go this way. So that I can stay that 2 inches out of here. Because I don't want to have to roll more jump scares than I have to.
Okay.
And then she's going to go another 4. And she's going to plop just on the fence there. Literally just on the fence. In which case, let's see if there's a trap there.
11. There is no trap on the fence.
That's good. So that's going to be Denise's turn. So Alice is going to go rah-rah and tell Holden to shoot bad guy in face. So she will make a 1 free encourage action per turn, which is going to be on Holden, and then she's going to move up 5 inches. Oh, no, sorry, she has to take a terror because she starts within 4 of that. Silly little token there. Gets up there, and she's going to pole vault like any good gymnast does over there to get another 5. But starting here, she does have to take a jump scare, correct?
Yep, and we also want to check to see if she steps in a bear trap.
Which one do you want to do first?
Well, so jump scare would actually happen first,
Yep.
after the first move. So let's roll that first.
Oops,
That's
sorry.
a 1. So jump scare table, lunge, place the killer in base to base with this character, and make an attack with attack 2. If the killer's already base to base with the character or supporting character, we place a fright token with the character instead. If the character is an ally token, the killer is still placed, but it will not target the character. Any range attack can still target the character. So what we actually do is we got to move her back.
Move her back here.
And then
flip.
Yeah, and then the killer gets into base to base with her. And he gets his attack 2. Now his attack 2 is strangle. No!
This is not good.
So, combat 15, we rolled a 3, so that's a hit. And it does 2 damage to her. And the following turn, the target character can only make a single quick or long action. So the way I understand that is that's going to be for next turn. So this turn you could still, if you wanted, you could still fall back from the killer.
Or do we want to fall forward?
Well, you'd have to fall directly back away from the killer.
No.
So you could do a 2-inch.
That's not nearly as fun as falling forward.
I know, right?
Let's
And that would
stumble
be
down the fence line here.
That'd be the stumble away action.
There we go. Stumbling away that way.
And then you have to make an awareness test to see if you trip. So you have to roll underneath your awareness.
Which is 12.
That's a 3, so you do not trip. And then that's it for Alice. Now that messes up our plans a little bit, but let's move on to Holden. So Holden activates and gains a terror point for being within 4 of that fright token. He is going to... Let's do that. Let's do this snapshot in -5. So I need a 10 on the snapshot. That's an 11. We're going to spend a luck point to reroll it because I don't want to have to miss. That's a natural 20. That's worse. Okay, so he misses on that, and then he'll take his ranged combat action, the long action. So this is not at -5. Now, encourage only occurs to the next action, so he doesn't get encouraged here, so it's going to be on a 12. 2. Okay, so he does hit the killer. It's going to do d6 damage. That's 4. And the killer takes 4 points of damage. One quick anecdote, we forgot about the violent trait, which adds 1 additional injury to all of its actions. So both Ranger Sandy and Alice took an additional damage. Alright, so fright phase for turn 4. We're going to roll here. That's a 5. So turn 4, it's on a 4 up, so we do activate the fright tokens. So let's see what happens. With this fright token, we got an 8. So we move this token 6 inches towards the closest character, which is obviously Holden. I'm going to roll for the one up here. That's a 10. So it's here. Immediately conjure the killer, unless you're using Snare Assisted Killer. Replace the fright token with the killer's model. Once placed, move the killer using its target rules under its MO. If the killer is already conjured, check to see if it's stalking or enraged. So it was stalking, now he's enraged. Enraged!
Of course.
So our killer is now enraged. He's more likely to seriously harm somebody. On to the next. So for this fright token, that's a 3. So we remove the fright token. We remove the fright token and flip all lights within 6. Okay, so our killer, based on his MO, is still going to target Ranger Sandy. He rolls a 9, which is more than enough to get into base-to-base contact with her.
Oh, this is good.
This is really not good. He's going to first try and shoot her with his revolver. That's a 15. His combat is 12, though, so he misses.
Good.
Then he's going to try and strangle her. Combat is 15 on this one. That's a 14, so that does successfully hit. So it does 3 damage.
Oof.
And Ranger Sandy is now down to 4 wounds. That's it for the killer phase. So we're going to go with Ranger Sandy first. She's going to stumble away a couple inches. And then she's going to try and shoot him with her service pistol. That's a 6. So her combat's 15. She does successfully shoot him. He takes 2 more injuries, and he's pretty damaged. He's down to 4 as well. That's it for Ranger Sandy. Just remembering, Ranger Sandy actually has to take a jump scare. Or is she within 2? Can you measure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, she would still have to make a jump scare. So I rolled a 1. Lunge. With lunge, we place the killer in base-to-base contact with her. And he gets to try and strangle her again. So... Okay. So that's a natural 20, which is a miss.
Yes.
So Ranger Sandy lives again miraculously.
So Alice is going to go and distract with the megaphone, which of course every time you turn on the megaphone it just screeches. So he's going to get pulled 3 inches, or no.
Yep. What's her awareness?
Her awareness is 12.
Okay, so make sure that he's within 12. That's the
100%.
full length of that. Oh yeah,
100%.
super in 12. And so he gets pulled 3 inches away from Ranger Sandy.
I'm assuming directly towards her.
What does her megaphone do again?
Her megaphone increases awareness by 4 inches for encourage actions and distraction actions.
Okay, so yeah, so within 16
Yeah.
for that. So yeah. All right, so he gets pulled towards Alice.
He has a noise sensitivity and he does not like the screeching bullhorn.
I understand.
It's going to smash it.
And what's the second thing we're going to do with Alice?
Second thing with Alice, I think we should maybe back away slowly.
Well, we still got to rescue.
Yeah, we still do have to rescue her. Maybe we kind of scoot down the line a little bit. 5 inches so that she can have a bit more of a straight on help. Just gonna go there.
All right. So that's it for Alice.
Denise is gonna move up her 4 inches into this table quarter. There. After a little jump scare for being right up against the fence there.
5. So
five.
she gets tapped on the shoulder. There is no character within 6 inches, or 8 inches rather. Or is there?
I don't believe so.
That's the full length of the blade up to the hilt.
Nope.
Nope.
And nope.
Okay. So then she gains a terror point.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
It's scaly out there.
It is.
And what else would you like to do?
She would like to phone a friend. I have to make a d20 roll and keep it on a 6+.
So that is 9. So we do phone a friend. Now we're going to randomize. Again, we still only have the hiker, Nathaniel Windrow, and janitor Barb. So why don't we roll to randomly select which one it is?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, Nathaniel Windrow gets placed essentially on in the center of that board section. So we're going to measure it out here. I think 1 more inch towards me.
Well, that should be
That's 8. And
there,
then
because that'll be the center of his base.
that'd be... Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So he is now coming out of the swamp again for some reason. Just patrolling the beach.
I could see him just looking for seashells. He's in the tide pools, looking for starfish and whatever else he can find.
Then he heard some screams in the distance and was like, well, I really like the seashells, but I guess I should look at that.
I would see him being more like Cascasse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, special rules for Nathaniel Windrow.
Because though he looks English, he might be French.
So he falls victim at 4 injuries instead of the normal 3, although this killer gets an extra damage, so. And he can still only take 3 terror rather than 4. Holden's going to go. He's going to gain a terror. He's going to prevent the first jump scare for him this turn. He's going to reload his shotgun and confidently stride forward 4 inches. So, he moves up, and that's all he does. Turn 5, fright phase. 3 up, that's a 2. We actually don't move or don't roll for the fright tokens at all this turn. So it's the killer's go. Now, normally the killer would immediately go towards the supporting character. However, in this case, our killer has patient, so the killer will ignore supporting character tokens on a d20 roll of 9+. The wounds from its attacks are precise and deadly. The bleeding just won't stop. So he's patient. On a 9+, he ignores that character. That's an 18. So he doesn't care about the supporting character and will go back towards Ranger Sandy, which he does. So he gets 6 + 3 inches back towards Ranger Sandy. This is less good. We're going to make his pistol attack, which is 11, which does hit. Now, where's Ranger Sandy's card here?
Ranger Sandy only has 4 wounds left.
Yeah. So that would hit. I'm going to spend Ranger Sandy's luck point to... Well, hold on. She's at 4 health. Revolver would do 4 damage. Yeah, so we're gonna re-roll that. She's gonna spend her only luck point and re-roll the attack, hoping that he'll miss. That's a 20. Okay, so he does miss the revolver attack.
Because he rolled a 20, does he shoot himself?
Nope.
Oh,
That would be nice though.
you know.
He will try and strangle her though, which is kind of a dick move. That's a 4, so that doesn't crit, but it does hit her for 3 damage, bringing her down to 1 point. And that's it for the killer.
So Denise is going to activate and get an extra terror. She's up to 3. I'm going to move her not all the way, jump scare.
So that's an 8. Higher is not good. Laugh it off. Actually, in this case it is. Remove 1 terror point.
Sassy Denise coming in. And then she's going to distract the killer.
So killer bounces back 3 inches.
Boop.
Ba-na-na-na-na. All right, and that's it for Denise. Holden's go. He has reloaded his shotgun last turn. He only gets 1 shell. He gets a terror for activating within 4 inches of the current token there. But he is going to concentrate to give himself +3. And then he's going to shoot the killer.
Do we want to encourage first? Or she's going to encourage herself to do.
Yeah. He's actually going to use his special ability to let her ignore the first jump scare roll as well. But shooting, that's a 1, I think. That's a 1, yeah. So not only does it hit, it crits.
Yes.
So we're going to roll the damage. It's going to be d6 times 2. So we do 10 damage to the killer and blast him off the board. So that works.
That's a roll that went in her favor. That's cool.
I've never seen him do that much damage. That's disgusting.
Yes.
All right. Well, Holden's pretty happy. That's it for Holden. With the killer driven off, on the next turn, we will get a moment of respite. The following turn after the killer is driven off, all characters gain an additional quick action, and the killer cannot be placed that turn. Fright tokens are rolled for normally during this turn, treating any It's Here results as a What Was That result instead. So the killer cannot show up through fright tokens or through jump scares next turn. Ranger Sandy's going to go. We've figured out that she is 3 inches away from the center of that table quarter, which means she can move 1 inch towards us.
Move that way.
So he gets about there. And then she's going to take a breath and heal 2 wounds. So she has now 3 health left. That'll be it for Ranger Sandy.
Alice is going to go. She's going to boop up 5 inches to there.
Ignoring the first jump scare result that she would get this turn because of holding.
And now she's going to patch up.
Well, she wants to encourage herself first, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Encourage herself. And then she's going to patch up.
So
Ranger Sandy.
she's going to try and get her out of the bear trap, I thought.
Thought we were going to heal her first.
Well, I don't think so. I think we try and get her out.
Oh, okay.
So for Alice's second action,
After she's encouraged herself, she is going to free the trap.
so this is going to be a roll of 15. You need an awareness check, which is normally 12 at -5, so it'd be 7, and then +3 for encourage, so 10. Now he rolled a 1. If I can find it. There we go. He rolled a 1. So,
She's free.
Ranger Sandy is free from her trap, and that'll be the end of Alice's activation. So on to turn 6, Fright Phase. We are going to see if we... Well, actually, all of the tokens will now automatically activate in turn 6 and onward. So we're going to roll for this one here. That's a 5. So 4 to 8, move the character... What was that? Move the token 6 inches towards the closest character, right on top of Holden's butt. And then for this one, that's a 4. So again, we move it 6 inches towards the closest character. Now in this case, that is 5.5 to her. That's 1, 2, 3. 5.5 to him. So we can actually choose where we want the fright token to go.
Well, if we get to choose, then I think I should go toward.
Mr. Windrow
Yeah.
is going to start gaining a... I don't know if they activate, but they do die to terror, so I believe they would get a terror every turn. I'm going to just choose for it to be on the character's activation. So that is where our fright token ended up. So for our killer phase, we get to benefit from our moment of respite, and we don't get a killer phase. Also, on our activations, we're going to get an additional quick action. Okay, so Holden's going to go. He gains a terror point for being within 4 of that fright token. So he's up to 4 terror now. He's going to move up 4. He can really only make it to the fence. He can't really make it over. But now he's going to have Ranger Sandy ignore the first first jump scare of her turn. His second action, which is going to be, I think it's a long action. Yeah, it says long action, is going to be reloading his shotgun. Oh, he does have to make a jump scare, actually. That's a 1. Lunge. Okay, so obviously the killer's not in base-to-base with somebody, but I feel like there should be some negative consequence for a lunge, so I'm going to still place the fright token, which is bad for us, but I feel like that's a better judgment call than just nothing happens. And there's nothing he can do with his action that's going to make any difference. He could move, but then he risks both a bear trap and tripping. So I think Holden's going to be done on that. Okay.
Because the Denise can go. He's just going to move up 4 inches. So that we can ensure that she can kind of chain up and make sure that she's getting help along the way. We do have to roll a jump scare for her, which is a lunge.
Okay. So again, we're going to play it like we did previously, and we're going to put a fright token there.
Yeah. Then I think she will use her last quick action to call some help, because it's just fun that way to have more models on the table.
Okay, so we're going to put
6 up.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's an 11, so it does happen. So we put Janitor Barb over there in the center of table section D.
So Sandy's going to move. No, you got Sandy.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Sandy's going to go. She is going to...
She's currently at -1 because she's injured
Yep.
from the bear trap.
So she only gets to go about... Actually, do I really want to go straight towards all those fright tokens? Do I have much of a choice?
Or we go this way.
Yeah. So we're going to go leapfrog her over here. She gets to ignore the first jump scare. I guess if I move her again, she's going to probably take a jump scare anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But still within 2 of another character, so she still gets her 3-inch move. I'm just going to put her up to here. Now, we've moved her twice, so we're going to check for bear trap. That's a 19, so she does get bear trapped.
Well, really, you should have rolled for the jump scare first, because doesn't that happen before?
I think they both happen
simultaneously. Okay.
Yeah, because she ignored the first one, so it both happens in basically the same time.
So she liked the bear trap so much, she decided to go back into one.
She is really good at bear traps.
So
let's just find out.
She's not allowed to have a rake around her house because she would step on it and smash her face every time she had to rake.
Yep. Okay, so she immediately trips and takes 2 injuries, bringing her back down to 1. I think we healed her. Imagine that's how she dies. Steps into another bear trap. So I guess we don't really need to roll to see if she trips, because she does trip. And then her final quick action, she can stand back up. So luckily she had that extra quick action. But that's it for Ranger Sandy. Okay, so going with Alice.
Is going to go right up behind to make sure that she is... Somebody's closer to the center of this board than Ranger Sandy.
Yep.
And heal twice.
Okay. So Ranger Sandy gets healed up 4 points and is now at 5.
We took a look at it with both eyes.
Yep.
That's what
we do have to do a jump scare for Alice, though. That's a 3. Flip all light tokens within 12, or 6. So nothing happens on her jump scare. She only moved once, so we don't have to worry about stepping a bear trap there. And that's it for our characters.
I think she took a terror because she was within 1.
Okay,
or within 4.
So we'll give her another point of terror. And that's it for our characters. All right, fright phase. So we're going to roll for each of the fright tokens on the board. This one here, we roll a 4, and it moves 6 inches towards the closest character, which is going to be Holden. This one here, that's a 1. Uh-oh. Hold on. No, did you hear that? Remove the token and flip all lights within 6. So
all right, cool.
That's actually a good one. We didn't want 10 on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, that one, you want to roll? That is a 2, which removes a fright token and flips all lights within whatever. And
Pumps.
then we've got this one over here. So that's a 9. I should have just kept letting you roll them, you know? It's here. Immediately conjure the killer. And then we place him according to his MO. So we'll bring you that here in a second. So our killer's been placed 6 inches behind Janitor Barb. And that's going to be it for the fright phase. Pretty well. Okay, so the killer's going to go. They're going to move 2 inches towards Janitor Barb. Now, even though he has patient, because Janitor Barb is the closest one, or the furthest one away from table section A, essentially, she's still the priority target. So yeah, nothing happens with the killer this turn. And especially because Janitor Barb doesn't have a gun. So Holden's going to go. He gains another terror, bring him up to 5 terror. He's going to give Ranger Sandy the tough as nails, which is letting her ignore the first jump scare in the turn. And he's going to reload. So his shotgun now has 2 ammo. And that'll be it for Holden. All right, Ranger Sandy's going to go. She's going to go 3 inches, putting her about there. Now she's still within 2 of another character, so she's going to go another 3, putting her about here. Now she does have to roll for both tripping and the bear trap. Bear trap, she does not step in one, again.
Excellent.
Tripping, she does not trip either. So she is just fine. She does gain a terror for being activating within 4 of that fright token, but for all intents and purposes, she did pretty well this turn.
She's noping out of there.
Yep. So that's it for her.
She's going to terror. She gets to go 5 inches.
And this is for Alice, of course.
Because she's super speedy.
Now she will have to do her jump scare. And that's a 5. So tap on the shoulder, place the closest standing friendly character, which looks like Holden, into base contact with her. Which doesn't change a tremendous amount, but hey.
No, it's a little bit. Every little bit counts.
Exactly.
And then I think we'll keep going with her.
Okay.
So that we can kind of keep a body ahead of her.
Yeah, that makes
ahead
sense.
of Sandy, but yet within 2 inches, so that she can kind of keep skedaddling as best she can. Okay. And we will also then have to roll for
bear trap
and trip. So bear trap first.
That's a 14. So nope, she does not step into bear trap. And then on her, how much terror does she have?
She currently has 2 terror.
Okay, so she needs to roll anything higher than 2 to not trip normally. Yep, d20. That's a 3. So she is just fine. Nothing bad is happening.
Nope.
That's it for Alice. So Denise activates.
Yep, and she starts, so she gets a terror. So she's
within 4 of that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, nuts.
So 3, she's up to 3, so she's gonna move here.
Okay, jump scare.
3.
That's a 3, so flickering light, flip all light tokens within 12, so that's perfectly fine.
And what's Holden? No, Holden's pretty good.
I mean, he's got a lot of terror on him.
Yeah.
So we may want to heal some terror, but I mean, we can also just try and get her out.
Yeah. Let's try and do our best to get away from that terror token there.
Okay. All right.
Thus risking a bear trap.
That is true. You're risking a bear trap. That's what is that?
14.
14. Upside down, it looks almost like a 19. There you go, 14. So she does not trip, or sorry, she does not step in a bear trap. Let's see if she trips.
That's a 14.
Also a 14. She is perfectly fine. So that is it for our character phase. Turn 8, fright phase. We're going to roll to see what happens with this one fright token. We rolled a 1, of course, we did.
Goes away.
Lunge.
Oh.
Now the killer is already conjured. So we remove the fright token and flip all lights within however many inches. 6 inches? 6 inches. So we actually remove it on a 1. I was reading for jump scare table, so.
This is going better.
So that's it for the fright phase.
A different anger.
All right, so killer gets to go. He easily makes it up here. He doesn't get to shoot her because she is not armed with a weapon, despite, how vicious mops can be. And he's going to try and strangle poor janitor Barb to death. Now, his combat is 15. If this hits, it'll one-shot her. That's a 4. That hits. So that does kill her. Now, so after killing janitor Barb, our killer is actually going to savor the moment, which is when this killer deals enough injuries for a character to fall victim, or a character falls victim from terror points at the start of the fright phase, the killer is removed from the table to savor the moment and begin stalking a new target. Remove the killer to the table next turn using its MO. A killer removed by Save Your MO can still be placed on the table with actions like lunge, and it's here.
I think he just goes back to the woods because that's his favorite place. He's creeped his way out of that set of woods.
Yeah, so there is a question of, do supporting characters count as characters? Our vote is yes. So they will savor the moment. If it were... Well, if you have a different interpretation, comment and let us know what your argument is. But I feel like the killer would savor the moment after killing a poor hapless janitor in the middle of the woods. And also it gives us a way to return the killer to the table next turn. So I think that makes the most sense. So that's it for the killer phase. So Holden's going to go. We're going to move him up 4. He's going to make himself the person who doesn't get jump scared, because he's the only one that's close enough to terrain. He's going to move himself up 4, and he's going to face this way. He's also going to take a breath, and this will heal him 1 terror point.
Denise will go next and take the same route. So just move 4, take a breath, and heal a terror.
Alrighty, that is it for Denise.
So Alice is going to go 5 inches, do the same thing, take off a terror.
Then Ranger Sandy's going to go, and she's going to move up 3 to be about here. And then she will YOLO it, try another 3, and hopefully not step in a bear trap. That's a 13. She does not step in a bear trap. Let's see, she's at 4 terror, so let's see if she trips normally. She does not trip normally either. So that's it for Ranger Sandy.
Woo.
So turn 9, fright phase. We place a fright token at the center of this table here, which was basically in the middle here. And we place 1 in the center right next to Nathaniel Windrow. And that's it for the fright phase. So the killer phase, they're going to get placed through their MO because they savor the moment and they're done savoring, they're hungry again. So we place the killer 6 inches out of the front arc of the character furthest from the center of board section A. The killer will move towards that character. If there's a tie, the players may choose. Now, normally, this would mean that Nathaniel Windrow over there is going to be the target. We've decided that we're going to make use of the patient trait, and we're going to see on a roll of 9 or greater, it will not be Windrow, it'll be somebody else. It'll end up being Holden because he's the furthest away from center board section A. So, less than 9, he goes for this one. That's a 20. Okay, so he's going to go for Holden. which is over here. So we're going to place him 6 inches outside of line of sight of the character, just stalking him. That's pretty close, yeah. Right about there. So he gets his move, which is 4 plus the 4 terror on him, which does do that. Now, Holden is armed, so he does get shot at, but with the revolver. This is on a 12. That's a 20, so that misses.
Oh, shoots himself in the other foot.
Jeez, he's missed a whole bunch of critical rolls this game. And then he's going to try and choke the life out of him, which he does hit. Now, he's not enraged right now, so he doesn't crit. But that's going to be 3 injuries to Holden. And Holden cannot take his second quick action next turn.
Denise is going to go and distract the killer, who's then going to move to there. And then she's going to go, oh wait, that was a bad idea. And she's going to move 4 inches away.
Sorry, just kidding.
Yeah.
So Holden's going to go. He's going to give Ranger Sandy the free do not get jump scared thing. He's going to walk up over here. He's going to have to roll jump scare, which is a 1 lunge. All right, so
much for that.
We place the killer in base-to-base contact with him, and in this case, I feel like they'd probably do like get into base-to-base with both. Like he's not just going to leave Ranger Sandy alone, and he gets to make an attack with attack 2. So he's going to try and strangle Holden, which is a 3, which does hit him, which does another 3 wounds, and again he cannot make his second action. So that's it for Holden. So Alice is going to go.
And Alice is going to encourage Ranger Sandy and then move to face the carnage that's happening behind her, but make sure that she can give aid to Ranger Sandy.
Rah, rah, ree, kick him in the knee.
Yep.
Rah, 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 kick him in the other knee. So then she still has another action. Does she have any terror on her, or
she does have 1 terror, so she could just take a breath.
She can take a breath or heal herself. It's up to you.
She heal for 2 wounds.
2 wounds or 1 terror.
Let's do 2 wounds.
Okay. So Alice will then heal 2 wounds, and that's it for Alice. All right. So now it's Ranger Sandy's go. So she's going to stumble away 2 inches. She has to roll an awareness test to see if she trips. So her awareness is 11. She gets +3 for encourage, which brings her up to 14, and that's exactly what she rolled. So she does pass that thanks to her encouraging words from a teenager with pom-poms.
You can do it.
She ignores the jump scare for being within 2 of that. And then she's going to move another 3. So she gets to about there. Now we'll check to see if she steps in a bear trap. That's a 10. She does not step in a bear trap. I guess we do have to roll to see if she trips regularly. That's a 4. Now she's at 4 terror, so she does trip. Normally.
Oh goodness.
No bear trap, just trips over her feet. Turn 10, fright phase. So that's a 5. And we move it 6 inches towards the closest character, which is going to be Holden. Goes right onto his butt. And then the one that's way over by Nathaniel is 1. We remove, so did you hear that? Remove the token and flip all lights. So that one is no longer a factor. That's it for the fright phase. All right, killer phase. So he does get to shoot at Holden with his pistol. That's a 4, so that hits. So pistol or revolver hits for 4 injuries, which is a little rough. Actually,
bye-bye.
That kills him. That kills Holden. So Holden takes 4 and perishes. Our killer sabers the kill, and that is it for the killer phase. So character phase. I guess we will just stand up with Ranger Sandy, and she will move 3 inches to get to the edge of the table here, which is our win condition. So Ranger Sandy makes it off the board. I think it's safe to say that our other 2 characters would also make it off the board unless they stepped in unfortunate bear traps. Well, that was it for Trapped. That's episode 4. I was a little disappointed that Holden died because it's no secret he's my favorite character.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was down to 4 wounds. I just lost track and thought he'd be fine. I'm like, okay, he could survive a round of combat. It'll be great.
Nope. Not so much.
So we were able to successfully save Sandy, which is pretty awesome. One thing I did notice with this time, the last time that I played this one, it was Seth that got caught in the bear trap. And
that would have been hard.
Well, no, it was way easier.
Really?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Because Seth doesn't have a weapon, he can't use his pistol on him.
Okay.
Because Ranger Sandy did have a weapon,
right.
and it's not a weapon she can get rid of.
Yeah.
That extra 4 damage a turn, it's disgusting. Like we got her down to 1 health twice, although one of those times was due to a bear trap. But so I was pretty sure we were pooched. Like I thought we were well screwed.
Oh yeah. We were knocking on that door a couple times.
So the final mission in this core book, and which is the core box, starter box, is Well in the Woods. And that'll be the next one that's coming up. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then we'll move on to one of the killer expansions. So we're talking about doing either Attack of the Greys, which would be a 3-part miniseries, or we could do Death on the Line, which features Boxcar Willie as our chainsaw-wielding maniac.
Yep.
That would be a 2-part video series. So we don't know which way we're going to go yet. We have both of them painted up. We still have to do some base work on Boxcar Willie. What were your thoughts on this mission compared to the other missions?
I think this one was super swingy. It started off pretty rough, but we were able to kind of claw back. Yeah, I'm with you. Holden probably shouldn't have died in the last turn there like that, but it is what it is. But really, he did his work.
Yeah, well, I mean, getting to shotgun and kill drive off the killer was pretty huge. We really needed him to be out of there. I was a little concerned with all those fright tokens that were piling up.
Yeah. And then we rolled lucky and a couple of them just disappeared. That was nice.
That was huge.
It was definitely tricky with the not being able to pull them away with the supporting characters. Mm-hmm. That one was kind of, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, the patient trait.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, in previous games where we have had Denise, she's been so strong. Having supporting characters just pull the killer off sometimes saves you 2-3 turns.
Yeah.
If you're really lucky. So that's it for this episode. As usual, the regular show, please like, comment, and subscribe. Only because otherwise YouTube won't show this to anybody and we can't expand the hobby. So, I want to show more people the game, and that is the way that we're trying to do it. But
and throw some comments out there and feedback, and
feed the machine. No, I like hearing from people. I've had some really nice comments, which is really cool. I've had some. I haven't had any feedback. I was really curious about the video style difference, and I haven't heard anybody say anything. Like, I like both. And you're like, okay, that's great, but
I think the most recent it's a little more thematic, kind of puts you a little bit more into what's happening with the characters. Maybe leaves a little bit out with having to read what dice are going on and all that kind of stuff, and what maybe the big picture is. But I like being right up face to face with who's doing what, and
it's easier to keep track of, but the dice rolls are harder to see. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the finale of our core Don't Look Back game playthroughs, introduction stuff.